Welcome everyone. This is a screen recording about session 2 to do assignment 1. I'm going to show you a couple of presentations that I did with my students. These presentations, the characteristic of these presentations is that they are presentations based on basic activities, okay? Vocabulary activities, flashcards, review of grammar parts, a little warm-up, etc. So let me just show you a flashcards presentation I did, and then a vocabulary presentation I did for another class. So this one is about verbs in base form and in the past tense, in the simple past, as you can see here. So what is it? The advantage of this kind of activities, as I already told you, PowerPoint is not heavy. Number 2, you can personalize your verbs. Yes, you could also use past participle. As you can see, I'm not using past participle here. Let me show you. Look, I use base form and then simple past. Okay, this is how the slideshow looks. Yes. But I'm not using past participle. You could put another card for past participle as well. Yes. So it's up to you. You can personalize it as you want it. So this is really important to use in class, and it's very simple. Another advantage that I could mention is that you could, for example, you can add more verbs if you want. Yes, or you can delete verbs. Okay, and just write the verbs you're using in class. Okay, and I'm going to show you a little bit how this works. So basically, what you have to do is to start creating slideshows. Okay, so you click on new slide. Make sure it's blank, the blank one. Okay, this one over here. Yes. And once you have a blank slide, you can just copy and paste as many times as you want. Yes, and then you start adding more verbs. Or the most important thing is to create a pattern. So with all the appearance that you want it to be. Okay, so for example, if you want the cars in 3D, like this one with a shadow over here. Yeah, what you have to do is basically play with this. So when you have one pattern, all you can do is just copy this pattern and go here, and you paste. Okay, paste here. Yes. Then when you have this new pattern already copied, what you do is organize it, and you write another verb. For example, a verb have. Then in the next one you write verb had. I don't know if you already noticed that the text is a little bit different too. It's not normal text. It's a text. The fonts are created with word art here, word art styles. Yes, you can play with that basically. Okay, so for example, I already did have and I already did had. Okay, I also put a different background. And what you have to do is go to background, to design, and then background styles. And here you can put the background you want, yes, or you can go to format background. And here in format background you can have all other kinds of backgrounds. Okay, so for example this one or this one over here. Yes, you can change the color of your background. Okay. The color of the pattern first. For example, you want the pattern to be different in the background as well. Yes. For example, I want the background to be orange. Yes. It all depends on how you want it. Okay. So again, it's a matter of playing with it. Or if you want just solid fill. Yes. Gradient, etc. Okay. This one pictures texture. We have different ones here too. Yeah, so it depends on what you want. Okay, so this is how this works. Okay, this is the first one, flashcards. Let me show you another one. I have this one too. uh, vocabulary. This one is one that I created with an independent course. I think it was page 62, lesson 5C, talking about conservation. The unit is about travel, but the vocabulary is about conservation. So I created some. What I did was to copy some sentences from the book, and the sentences have like there's like a word bank below the sentences, and what students have to do is to write the words to complete each sentence. Well, instead of using the words, what I'm using right now is pictures. Okay, so I'm using pictures, yes, for students to try to guess the words. Okay, so let me show you how it works. So this is the beginning, and then we go to the first sentence. Again, you can do this as a competition or in a class, okay, or in groups. Yes. So the idea is to for students to read the sentence. At the beginning, human activity has a big, and then I click on these two question marks to go to the picture, so students can guess the word by looking at the picture. So on wildlife, so I click on the question marks, and I go to this one. I don't know if you noticed that I inserted a video here that I created myself. So everything is just part of being creative and having enough time. Now you might be saying, well, this takes a lot of time, but yes, it does. But at the same time, you can use it for later, for future references, for future classes. The idea is to create a PowerPoint presentation bank. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna talk to you about this proposal later, and to have all of us to create a PowerPoint bank, and then later to get information from other students, to get resources. Okay, so that we don't have to create this again. Okay, so once they are here, so they try to guess the word. Okay, so what's gonna happen here? There's a meteor coming to impact the Earth. Okay, so the word is impact. That's basically what I try to do. So what I do is I click back to the picture. Yes, when I click to the picture, I go back to the sentence. Okay, and then the students guess the word. Okay, human activity has a big impact on wildlife. Then I click on here in this on the background. Okay, the slide. So to go to the second sentence, the second sentence says, on average, each person in the United States produces about 1,600 pounds of what each year. So they click on the question mark, and then they have this picture. So they guess the word trash. We click on the picture again. We go back to the sentence, and then students guess the word. Okay, I click again on the background here. Yes. And then when I click on the background, I go to the third one. The world blank has doubled since 1960. So they click here, and there is this picture, yes. And then they click on they guess the word, click on the picture, and they complete the sentence. The world population has doubled since 1960. And I continue. So that's basically it. Let me show you how I did this. It's pretty simple. Yes. So and then we created a vocabulary exercise before the reading, because as you're gonna see later, this is part of a reading activity. So they are presented with some words. They have to try to get familiarized with the words, and then later they go to the reading. So this is like a pretty reading activity. So let me show you how it works. So I write the sentence. And then what I do is I type these two question marks, and I need to make sure that these two question marks take me to another slide of the PowerPoint presentation. How do I do that? I highlight the two question marks. I right click, yes, and I click on hyperlink. When I click on hyperlink, there's a window that asks me what slide I want to go to when I click on the question marks. So I tell the presentation that I want to go to slide 8 here. So I highlight 8, and then I click OK. Yes. That's pretty much it. I do the same with the rest, and I also have to make sure to go back to the sentence. I go to the picture. I right click again here. I click on hyperlink, and then it asks me which slide I want the presentation to go when I click on this picture. So I say I want to go to slide 2. That was the first sentence. So I highlight slide 2. I click OK, and I make sure that when I click on this picture, I go back to the first sentence, which is this one. Okay, so that's basically it. Again, it's a matter of creativity to play with the PowerPoint presentation, and of course the good news is that later you can save it and use it in other classes, or you can personalize it later for other kind of activities, etc. Okay, this is basically the information I have for you, like to give you like an idea of what the assignment 1 should be about. Okay, so I hope you guys can make it and can do the best you can, and I look forward to seeing you later. Thank you very much. Bye bye.